When you first open up color mode, you'll see that the controls for adjusting color are very different than other controls you may be used to. Here are the first 5 things you'll want to know to get started quickly. To start using any control, you can click once to latch into that control. Once you've clicked, you don't have to keep the mouse button held down. You can simply drag to use that control in the way it was designed. And when you're done, click again to latch out of it. You can also click and hold the mouse button down to make an adjustment while you're holding the button down. However, you'll discover soon that clicking once to latch in, make your adjustment, and clicking again to latch out is an incredibly comfortable and precise way to make adjustments. Second, as you've seen, clicking into any control exposes a heads-up display. This heads-up display shows you some combination of things that allows you to understand the kind of adjustment you're making. In this case, the contrast control is showing me a waveform monitor that's letting me see an analysis of the video image so I can understand where I'm clipping the image up at the top and where I may be crushing the image down in shadow, as well as a series of overlays, one of which shows me the pivot of that contrast adjustment and 2 arrows which show me the extent of the adjustment that I'm making as I'm making it. Additionally, numbers show me the parameter values of all of the controls that I'm adjusting. Since many of these are adjusting 2 parameters at a time, I can see both of those values as I work. Each control has a different HUD that's specific to what that particular control does. For example, if I want to adjust everything in the reds of this image, I can click into the hue versus saturation control, and now I have a way of seeing how much or how little saturation I'm adding to the image, as well as a way of seeing the range of hues I'm choosing to adjust with this control. All of this brings me to the third point, which is that many of these controls are two-dimensional. We've already seen when I click into contrast, I can drag up to expand contrast and side to side to adjust the pivot point that lets me choose how I want to balance the shadows versus the highlights as I increase or decrease contrast. This works for many other controls as well. If I go to temperature, I can click to latch in, and dragging up and down adjusts the temperature from warm to cool. Alternately, I can drag from side to side to adjust from green to magenta, or plus green and minus green. Many controls have 2 dimensions of adjustability. We've seen how the color shift controls do this. So for example, if I want to go into the sky, click on the blue of that sky and go to hue shift, I can drag up and down to rotate the hue so I can adjust the hue to be a little more purplish. Alternately, I can drag from side to side. That allows me to choose a wider or narrower range of hues to adjust in this case. Fourth, and this relates specifically to the color and contrast controls, always adjust the global controls first. With the color and contrast section, you'll notice these buttons underneath. These are your zones. By default, the global zone is selected first, and the global zone allows these controls to adjust the overall image. So I'm adjusting overall contrast. In this case, I'm pushing the shadows down, or I'm adjusting overall exposure, dialing it up or dialing it down, or I'm adjusting overall temperature, warming up the entire image. And the bottom line is you want to maximize what the global controls are doing in order to get the best look for your image that you can. Only then should you go to item number 5, which is using the specific zones or segmentation that each set of controls lets you use. In the case of color and contrast, we have these exposure zones, which are either allowing me to adjust the shadows or the highlights individually. So for example, if I click the highlights and I then dial exposure either up or down, you can see that I'm leaving the shadows alone. A threshold in the HUD lets me see what I'm doing. Likewise, if I select the shadows, I can use exposure to pull those shadows up or push them down individually. And these zones work for temperature, balance, and saturation as well. In the case of color shift, there's an entirely different way of segmenting the image, and that is by the hues that are automatically analyzed whenever you select a clip. So I can choose, in this case, these yellow greens, and now all of these controls are pointed towards the yellow greens. So if I choose Sat Shift, I can now pump those yellow greens up or pull them down. Some controls have ways of segmenting them, other controls do not, but in all cases, hovering over each segment gives you a preview of what that segment is going to do, automatically seen as an overlay in the monitor. While I've demonstrated these concepts using the adjust operation, they apply equally well to the controls found in the modules of the style operation. Once you've learned to manipulate these kinds of controls and use the zones they're associated with, you'll be able to make pretty much any kind of adjustment you want to in color mode.